Hello, my name is Bill Haley, and this is for Haley 2024, The Movement's Government Reform Ideas. Now, this video is going to be on members of a competitive government elect their leadership, further defining their political philosophy. So let's go over the structure real quick, and let's see what I'm talking about here. First of all, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? It would really help me out getting the message out. Okay, competitive governance is, we split all government power into 30 sectors, and then everybody selects their government per sector. Now, most likely what's going to happen is Republicans are going to go with Republican leaning governments. Democrats are going to go with Democrat leaning governments. But then we have 12. So that's going to be breaking apart because Republicans are at odds with each other. More Heritage Foundation versus more Libertarian. A lot of different middle of the roads within there. So there's a big battle in there. There don't have to be a battle anymore because there's going to be about 12. So Heritage Foundations will have their selection. Mises Institute and other groupings will have theirs. People who like John McCain, people who like Donald Trump, people who like Ted Cruz, people who like Marco Rubio, people who like Mike Lee. All these people, or Rand Paul. Those are all different sections of the Republican Party and Libertarian Party and the like. So people get to group together. And then the same thing happens with the Democrat side. Brookings Institute, Progressives Caucus, the African American caucuses and the other groupings that they have within theirs. There's a lot of people who want to go middle of the road, a lot more people who want to go much more left. Some people wanted to stay liberal versus left. Some people want to really stay in the middle of the road. With 12, you get a lot of choices. But then we further define those. And we define those by members. Only the members of a selected government elect their leadership, further defining it. And if you don't like how that election went, you can go to a different CRA, a different competitive government. And then next time the elections roll around, you get to be in part of that election. You can't be in more than one at one time. You can't jump around too much. There's a little bit of standards within that, so people can't game the system. But that's highly important. You further define that. Same thing happens on the rating system side. You need to know the system, but you have competitive rating agencies. And then once you select ones that you agree with, you further define it by saying Ted Cruz speaks for us, or Rand Paul speaks for us, or Barack Obama speaks for us, or Hillary Clinton speaks for us. Once you get within that libertarian mindset sector, then that Rand Paul might speak to you, or Thomas Massie might speak to you. Or on the liberal side, you might have AOC speaking for you, or Hillary Clinton, or Barack Obama, all coming from a little bit different points of view within the Democrat side. Or you can have that more moderate, where you have maybe a Tim Kaine or a Mark Warner, or people who are a little bit more moderate. They all group together as a big collective, but you get to further define it. But more importantly, you have to live with who's governing you. Once you have that, you have to live with who's governing you and those standards that they do. So you might love the standards that Barack Obama has or Ted Cruz has, but then you have to live with those. They tax and they spend. They give you benefits. They do what a government does within your sector of the economy. Highly important to understand all that. So we further define it by picking the leadership. Now you might get that definition right, and then you pick by competency, not just who's best speaker on that one issue. Ted Cruz might be a great speaker on that issue, but is he really the best at governing and putting that legislation in line? Maybe so, maybe not, I don't know. But he might be the best spokesman for the that one sector of the government. But it's highly important to understand that what's going to happen from there. Now you need to be actually governed. Who's going to administrate it the best? You might have somebody who's not very good at articulating the whole ideas, but a great administrator of those ideas. And you have legislative, executive, and judicial within each one of these. So highly important to understand that. So You have 30 sectors of the economy. You get to pick which one per sector. How we're going to do education, how we're going to do policing, how we're going to do helping the poor, how we're going to do the military. Now, some of that, every one of these sectors are significantly different. And what I already said before, you might say that doesn't really apply to Commander-in-Chief. What are you talking about? Yeah, it doesn't maybe. Some of these apply more towards education or environment or policing or other things. And you have to understand the full system. But you mostly are getting governed by the people that you're being governed by, that you selected. And then further defined by your elections within that membership. A lot of people are going to just select based off of, I like the Heritage Foundation or I like the Brookings Institute, and then go with what they who they elect, and they won't even touch it anymore. And if they don't start liking it, maybe they can get involved in the elections, or they can just switch to a different CRA that's competitive governance. A CRA is a competitive governance that you like better. Anyway, let's finish up with this. Here's the 15 more sectors. Subscribe to the YouTube channel or whatever platform you're on. Please subscribe so you can keep on getting those notifications. And it really helps to have those comments, those likes, whatever you want to do. It really pushes out that my message out farther when you do that. Look at Haley2024.org. It's all laid out really nicely there. Please consider a donation. And until the next video.